Alright, welcome here to the Softride Video Cave. We're going to show you how to remove an aluminum pop rivet. This is applicable to Softride bike racks that have a top plate, but it's also applicable anytime you might need to remove an aluminum pop rivet. So we thought we would share this information with you, and if you find it useful, make a donation to your local bike charity. So this is the piece we're going to remove. It's an auto-locking mechanism. It's made up of 3 pieces. It's got a spring and the slider, and then the housing that holds the piece on. And all of these pieces are on the back of a top plate here. I'm going to set this aside, but this is what we're trying to salvage from this top plate. And to do so, we're going to need to remove these 4 rivets. Now, rivets are a permanent fastener, so they're not really designed to be undone, so there's no easy tool to do that with. So we're going to need to effectively destroy the fastener while we take it off. So we're going to use a drill, and we've picked a drill with a drill head that's slightly bigger than the head size of the rivet, and that'll allow us to take the rivet out of there just on the head, and then the rivet will be able to slide out the back of the material. You just want to be careful if you're working with really fine materials to be careful of the drill, because once you get through the head of the rivet you'll be drilling into whatever is behind it. And in this case it's just a plastic piece of housing, so we're not as worried about it. But if you were doing this on the side of an airplane, you might want to be a little bit more careful. So we're going to get started. We're using a simple cordless drill. We've got a pair of pliers and a slot head screwdriver in case we need to pry that piece up when we're done. So here you go, come along with us. Okay, zoom in here with me. So the best thing to do is to apply the drill at a perpendicular angle to the face that the rivet is into, or effectively right in line with the rivet. And if you find that you're drilling at the wrong angle, you're going to take out a side of the rivet and you're going to end up not having drilled through. So you'll end up mashing up whatever is underneath it, because you'll drill past the head of the rivet and into the material behind it. In the best case scenario, you might put this into a vise, set it upright, and use 2 hands with your drill, but here for demonstrating purposes we'll do it really sloppy and hopefully it'll still work out. So I'm going to hand hold this drill. I'm going to line up the head of the bit in the head of the rivet, and then I'm going to do my best to line it up perpendicular to the rivet, or to the face, or in line with the rivet, and then we'll just apply torque and force here. And when you start to get most of the way through the head of that rivet, you just want to slow down so that you don't drive all the way through into the material behind it. I don't know if you noticed, but I was kind of rocking the drill back and forth. I've done this so many times now that I start to see that I'm drilling into one side of the head of the rivet, and so I kind of adjust the drill to try and chisel out more of the head on the other side. That just allows me to get a slightly cleaner cut, but now that I've said that, it'll probably go the other way for me. But here we go. We'll try and finish this one up. So right there, as it starts to crack, we're going to back off. Might be good just to use a simple hand tool to remove that last little bit. There we go. So the head of our rivet is removed. At this point you could punch the rivet out through the back if you only needed to remove one of them. But because we're taking off this whole mechanism, we're going to go ahead and drill all 4 of them, and then we'll just be able to remove the mechanism in one motion. Keep your workplace tidy. You want to keep that pile of shavings out of your hands. You might dust them up. We'll do that in a moment though. We're carrying on to rivet number 2. So again, I'm going to seed the drill bit in the center of the head of the rivet. Get it nice and settled in there, and then I'll turn the drill on. So I started to see black plastic coming up on my drill bit head, so I backed off of that because I didn't really want to drill through plastic here. So we'll try little bit different angle. And then again, we'll bring our hand tool in, see if we can remove that piece once we've done most of the drilling. So now that we've got this thing all messed up, it's not going to be real happy with a drill. So we're going to have to use hand tools, maybe a file to get that thing down to flat. And that's just the nature of the game here. It doesn't always come out the way you want it to. But fortunately our pair of pliers sort of rescued us there. We got the head off. This should mostly pry right through. We didn't damage the plastic piece too much. So we'll dust all the metal shavings out of there. If you've got a little simple brush, maybe you can brush them out, and then we'll move on to the last two. Something about a clean kitchen making good food, I don't know. Here we go. Alright, moving on to rivet number 3. Okay, we'll get that till we're really happy with how it's seated on there, and then we turn the drill on. Certainly easier to use a variable speed cordless drill than say an electronic plug into the wall drill that really only has one speed, because this is a bit of a finesse game, especially with aluminum rivets. The rivet itself is quite a bit softer than the drill bit, so you don't need a lot to get through that, so you just want to kind of control the amount of speed that you're running on your drill. And there, I lost it a little bit at the end, but worked out okay. So there we are, 3 out of 4 rivets. We'll move on to the 4th. Hand tool might get that out of there for us. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing there, but I'm just peeling off the head of that rivet, and I've almost got all of it, but there's a little bit left in there. Try with a pair of pliers. There we go. Once we get something in there, we can pop it right off. Alright, now all 4 of the rivets have been drilled out. So the heads of the rivets are here sort of in a pile, and we should just be able to remove that by hand. And we did. The only hang up here is that it looks like the head of, or the shaft of one of these rivets has broken off inside of our housing. So the best thing to do would be to find something that is the same size, for example a rivet, and push it down through there so that this side pops up. In this case we've got a rivet right here, so we might try that. It's not having it though. So yeah, we're going to track down another tool and we'll push it through, and then we'll have a clean assembly. If you were just throwing this piece away, then you wouldn't need to worry about that at all. You would just need to worry about getting these rivets punched back out of the material that you're salvaging. That is the basics of removing aluminum pop rivets. Thanks for joining us.
To see more video content, visit softride.com/video.